Hello, good morning, and we are back in the room. Oh, I love a bit of Britney. You can't beat a bit of Toxic to get you moving those hips on a Monday morning. But I'm so thrilled to be here back in the hood in January 2022. So as always, we're talking about trying to smash some goals out for this year. And yeah, I would love to actually know a little bit about some of your goals for this year. But I thought it'd be a great idea to invite a wonderful guest in this morning by the name of Luke Van Lith. And Luke is the operations manager for the ABS Institute. So before I go any further, welcome, Luke. Hello.
Good morning, Ellie, and good morning to our listeners. Thanks for having me on this Monday morning.
You are very, very welcome indeed. We have got a great Inspire family, and now you're here. Welcome to the family.
Thank you. Good to be here.
And so, yes, I thought it'd be a great opportunity to invite you in today to talk about what ABS does and how it might benefit members of our community.
Fantastic. So at ABS Institute, we deliver a range of programs on behalf of the government. So the Department of Education, Skills and Employment, and this is around self-employment. So just here, I guess, this morning to encourage and motivate all the listeners to consider self-employment as a career path for them. So a lot of people, if they find themselves unemployed or underemployed, they'll think, okay, I've got to get a job. And they've got those blinkers on and they don't necessarily think, well, what about self-employment? And is that a viable option for me? So just encouraging the listeners this morning to have a think about their experience and their skills. And if they do find themselves in need of employment, put self-employment in the conversation to see if starting a business and being their own boss is right for them.
I love it. You are preaching to the converted here, and I think you know that. So I class myself as a mumpreneur.
Yes,
and I started my own business about 4 years ago, and I've never looked back. And at first you think, it's quite a courageous decision because it's a bit scary.
Sure.
I don't know. You don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
However, your team partners with individuals, don't you, to give them that support and guidance.
Exactly right. Well, there's a couple of programs that we deliver. If I start with the first program, New Business Assistance with NICE, the thing to consider is that this program, we call it one of Australia's best kept secrets because the truth is not very many people know about these programs and what free assistance is available from the government to help them. So if we look at New Business Assistance for NICE, for example, this has three main components: small business training, mentoring for 12 months, and then also, if they're eligible, an allowance. So we're a registered training organisation, so we deliver nationally recognised qualifications. With NICE, the qualification we deliver is a Cert 3 in entrepreneurship and new business. Okay. So we've got a couple of different training locations. We're north of the river in Clarkson, central in Eastwick Park, and also have an office in Rockingham.
Fantastic. We like to hear that for our Rockingham listeners
locally
especially.
Based. We can also deliver online. There's a lot of changes, as everyone's aware at the moment. So having the flexibility to attend classes online is helpful for some people. So what we try to do is the first step of NICE is to develop your business plan and financials. So as you said, it can be quite daunting for people starting out to think about how they're going to navigate this new world, and that's what prevents a lot of people from trying. So NICE gives that framework to come along, learn about finance, learn about marketing, learn about business operations, and get all of that onto paper so you've got a plan which will be your roadmap for the next 12 months of business. So our trainers are there to help you do that, and at the end of that period, so usually the training runs over a 4-week period, usually 2 days a week over 4 weeks to give a bit of flexibility because people have caring responsibilities or part-time employment, so we work around that.
Yep.
And at the end of that, you'll have your business plan and financials. You'll then look to commence onto a 12-month mentoring program.
Wow.
So that's where you'll actually start the business. We'll hook you up with a mentor from ABS who's like a business coach. So here to keep you on track by providing directions, goals, motivation, shoulder to cry on, someone to celebrate with through that journey. And the idea being to build that business to a level so that when the mentoring support finishes after 12 months, you can stand on your own 2 feet you've got a business that can support you and that you wouldn't be returning to government assistance. So that's why NICE is so successful. That's why the government funds it, because the system works.
Yep.
The third part of NICE, apart from the training and mentoring, is an allowance. So if any of the listeners out there are receiving Centrelink assistance, like job seeker payment, you would switch over to a NICE allowance, which is the same amount as job seeker payment, but it's not affected by your business income.
Yep.
So the advantage there being, as opposed to starting a business with Centrelink, is if you do earn income, you report that to Centrelink, you may have your payments reduced, and that can really halter things as you're trying to build momentum.
Yep.
With the NICE allowance, that's paid fortnightly for 9 months. It's a fixed rate regardless of what you earn in your business.
Wow.
So if you have a good week, but then you have a quiet week, as always happens starting out.
Yes, it does.
You're not going to be penalised for that, and you've got some continuity with your payments. So it's those three areas that we assist with that make the program successful and take a lot of that pressure away, so that people can just focus on what they do best, which is, running their business and what they're passionate about.
I think, honestly, it's so exciting because I'll let you into a secret, actually, and I haven't spoken to you about this before. One of my first career workshops that I ever ran was actually called Becoming a Mumpreneur.
Okay, fantastic.
And one of the attendees, participants that came along, I actually referred them to your organisation.
Great, thank you.
And so since that time, she actually successfully went through the first 4-week program. Then she did actually have a business mentor, and she completed her studies as a counsellor.
Awesome.
She's been a guest on this show. So her name's Linda. She was a chaplain who served in the forces in the UK, but decided to actually qualify as a counsellor.
Sure.
And she now runs a very successful business in Rockingham and services individuals that have experienced PTSD,
Okay.
whether they be forces or whether it's just trauma related.
Sure.
And she absolutely loves what she does, and she's so grateful for that information and assistance.
Great to hear stories like that. I think with the changes in the job market, there's been a move towards part-time casual work, and the reason being hasn't just been driven by industry. A lot of that change has been driven from employees who say, I want more flexibility. I want to be able to pick the kids up from school. I want to be able to spend time with my parents, or I'm caring for my father or mother or whatever it may be. So self-employment gives that flexibility. It's not necessarily easy. Sometimes it can be tough, but it can allow you to build an income around your existing work and things that you need to do and obligations, and also fantastically rewarding, as you said, from Linda. So it's just great to see that and how it can help change people's lives.
And do you know what? I wish actually that I had probably kept count of the amount of people I've probably referred, but there's a lot of people out there. One question that I will ask, and then I'll kick on to some music in a moment, but or one thing I'd like, if possible, for you to clarify, what kind of qualifications do people need to come to you in the first place, if any?
Sure. So I guess in short, there's the only prerequisite would be if you do have a business idea that requires qualification. So say that was like a bookkeeper or someone working in aged care that might require an aged care qualification. You would need to have meet those legal requirements to apply. But there's a range of business opportunities as well where there doesn't require formal certification. For example, it may be someone looking at doing lawn mowing rounds, handyman, fantastically successful, cleaners, any of those kinds of jobs that don't require the formal certification is no issue from NICE. They bring their passion, and then we help with the business side, and then together that's where you get the success. And
that's amazing. And so for anyone that is actually out there currently thinking about this year is the year to start their own business, now is the time to actually...
There's never been a better time. There literally has never been a better time. We've seen the increase in small business and self-employment. Yep. Usually when there is a crisis or there's a huge disruption to the workforce, we see people turn to self-employment. We saw it when COVID hit, and it's gone bananas, and it will continue to increase from there. Yep. You may have heard about the Great Resignation and those kinds of things,
absolutely.
Where people are, the COVID has made people reconsider what their priorities are. Yep. And people are thinking, you know what, I don't want to do 9 to 5, I don't want to do that. I want to spend more time with the family. I want to do something I enjoy, something I'm passionate about, and that's where self-employment comes in.
I think people have now been given the opportunity. They're more self-aware, and they actually realise, you know what, I don't necessarily want to travel 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour to work. I can actually be really productive and perform because I am a self-starter. I've always had that proactive attitude, and I can still achieve goals myself. And then the next phase I think of that is, do you know what, I can actually do this for myself because it's worked successfully for the last 18 months doing it for a business. So why can't I do that?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of eyes were opened when people realised exactly how much you could achieve from home. And then, so it's made a lot of people reconsider that. So if you got a home office, you can start a business from there. There's a lot of the professions we look at, as long as you've got a laptop and internet connection, you can make a living from home. So if you look at your skill sets, look at your resume, look at what you've done in the past, maybe look at what hobbies you're currently enjoying, and just think, hang on a sec, maybe I could turn this into a job or like a self-employment opportunity where I can earn a living, provide for myself and my family.
And you know what I find really exciting, and I promise I'm going to put on a tune in 2 more minutes, but I think it was Martin Luther King that once said, you don't have to see the whole staircase, you just have to take the first step.
Exactly right. It's
and
very true.
And I think this could be the first step. So hold that thought for a moment. We're going to come back to Luke in a minute because there's so much information that he's got to share with you. And we're excited to have you here. So thank you again so much for coming in. But now a little bit of actually The Killers, one of my favourite tunes of all time, Mr. Brightside. Hello, hello, hello again. So you are back in the hood with Ali Bannister, and usually it is the Karen and Ali Monday morning motivation show. However, it's still school holidays, so I'm riding solo this morning, but I'm not just on my own. I am here with a fabulous guest, Luke Van Lith from ABS Institute, who is talking all about self-employment and what assistance he and his team can give you to start your own business. So thank you so much so far for those amazing kind of insights into what you do. So please, if you don't mind, talk to us a little bit more.
So we've covered the new business assistance with NICE. So that program is for people who have a viable business idea and sort of know what they want to do. But there's a bit of a gap there for people who think, okay, well, is self-employment right for me? Or maybe not sure if their business idea is viable. So there is a program called the Explore Being My Own Boss workshop. So this is a fairly newish initiative. So NICE had been around for 37 years. This one's only been around for a couple of years.
I didn't know that. I didn't know NICE has been around for 37 years.
Yes.
Oh,
as I
my
said,
gosh.
best kept secret.
Wow.
With the Explore Being My Own Boss workshop, that bridges the gap for people who aren't sure if their business idea is viable. It's a free 2-week workshop where people can come along and cover 10 topics around, say, idea validation, marketing, finance, sort of dip their toe in the water in a couple of different subject areas, with the idea being at the end of the 2-week workshops to go, yep, I think this business idea has merit, and then going on to NICE or starting the business. Yep. Or they might say, you know what, starting a business isn't right for me, and that's okay, but at least it takes it off the table, so then they can focus on, mainstream employment or other things. So
I'm so glad you said that, because to be honest, I actually run a workshop, and it is starting your own business, as I mentioned earlier, or becoming a mompreneur. And I always say, discuss your business idea with ideally somebody who has a degree of business acumen. Who knows what they're talking about. Because it's okay to discuss it with your family members, but truthfully, not all of your family members are qualified to understand that they're not you. Yeah,
or will give that honest feedback.
Yeah.
So this course allows that. So usually we get classes, say 8 to 10. They can work in a group environment, bounce ideas off other people. Everyone's in the same boat. They're all sort of starting out on that journey and, a bit nervous, not sure if it's going to work. So it's a nice, friendly environment to come along and see if it is something you want to do. And most importantly, before you jump in head first and possibly wipe out, say, look, does this idea have merit? do I have the means, capabilities, capacity to run this business?
Yep.
And then, it may just be a 6-month delay. You might go, okay, it is something I want to do, but first I might need to upskill in this area or invest in some equipment here. So we'll put this on the back burner for a couple of months and then come back, and then when I'm ready to do it and go from there.
Fantastic. Now, because I'm so excited, because I really am going to be out sharing this knowledge and information with as many people as possible, because I think it's a superb scheme. So let's say, for example, we have an individual, they're listening to the show today, and they're a parent.
Sure.
So what would be their first steps on how to get started?
Yeah. So firstly, these programs are available for people who are unemployed or underemployed. So unemployed or underemployed means working less than 25 hours per week. Okay. So that would be a lot of the cohort who are sort of single parents.
Yep.
So their first step would be to jump onto our website, absinstitute.com.au. Yep. You can find some more information on there, and you can also apply. Once they submit an application, it'll come through to us. We'll be back in touch from there. If they're not sure which one would be more suitable, Nice or Explore, being my own boss, they can give us a call. More than happy to have a chat with them one-on-one and say, look, I think you'd be better suited for this.
Yep.
Then, once they apply, we take it from there. We'll normally meet up with them, run through the different options, and then they can commence into the training, and we go from there.
So you've got somebody there literally holding their hand the whole way through the process.
Correct. Yeah. So we realise it can be quite a daunting experience. So we've got it's our family business. We've been there for this is my 15th year, so we've been there a long time. We know the sort of how it works and how to work with the government. So we sort of bridge that gap between them and then applying for NEIS with the government. We'll help them through that process and make it a little less daunting and a bit more exciting and know that there's someone that they can call on anytime over that period if they need assistance or get stuck.
And that's fantastic. And so they don't need a pot of money to start?
No. So usually a vast majority of the businesses that we'll work with are people usually starting from home with the basic equipment and tools that they already have.
Yep.
So NEIS doesn't provide any startup funding, so you do need to be self-funded. Yep. The NEIS allowance that I referred to earlier is paid fortnightly, so it helps sort of with the ongoing cost.
Yep.
But you would need to have your basic equipment to start.
Yep.
That's why it lends itself to a lot of people like in IT, graphic design, cleaners.
Virtual assistants.
Yeah, accounting, bookkeeping, those kinds of things where there is low overheads and a low sort of threshold to start with,
Yep.
And they can bootstrap it and pay for themselves.
I call it a kind of digital nomad. If you've got, that was the aim of my business.
Great
I could pick it up and take it anywhere in the country.
Right.
If I've got a laptop and a mobile phone and an internet connection.
Yeah, you can go anywhere. So that's true. Not so we do help businesses as well start up like
tradies.
Yeah, tradies, plumbers, electricians, food vans and those kinds of things.
Cupcake makers.
Yes, all of them, all the lovely treats. So,
yeah.
But usually those that's not for everyone because some people won't have that financial backing behind them.
Yeah.
As it really is open to anyone who has a legal right to work in Australia and is underemployed, so working less than 25 hours per week, then these opportunities are available for them.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited and I'm so grateful that you came in because I think January is the month for all of us to just take
resolution.
Take a fresh look at the year and say, what do I genuinely want to achieve? What didn't I achieve over the last couple of years that I was hoping to, and what can I achieve now? And obviously partnering with the ABS Institute is going to provide that opportunity for many people, not just locally, but nationally as well.
Yeah, NEIS is a national program. So, it is. Each year they release about 8,600 places around Australia. So there's opportunity. There are NEIS providers in every state. So for our national listeners, contact your local NEIS provider. This program is available all around Australia. I just, again, encouraging the listeners to sit down, maybe grab a scrap of paper, write down some things that you're passionate about, maybe do a vision board about things that are important to you, and then try and link that to a career path about things that you enjoy doing, and then importantly, what's someone going to pay me for? So what skills do I have that someone else is willing to pay me for? Put that together, and then that will start to point you in the right direction of perhaps a life moving forward in self-employment.
And that's great because I'm going to back you up on that when I say to people, find your why. Why do you want to do it? And then the next steps is how are you going to achieve it? And then the who are going to be your customers.
Yep, exactly.
Because as you know, in business, you're not in business unless you're actually having customers to pay for your services.
Yep.
And so we are here today to encourage you to consider starting your own business, whether you're a return to work mum, that you've got the kids and you're underemployed. Get in touch with the ABS Institute. And once again, I'll get you to just read out your details, and maybe, do you have a phone number that you're happy to share as well?
Yes, I do. It is. So we've got a free call number, which is 1-800-501-588. That's 1-800-501-588. So you can contact us on that. Otherwise, the website, absinstitute.com.au. The programs we spoke about was the Explore Being My Own Boss workshop and the new business assistance with Nice. So you can just follow the links on the website through to them. My name is Luke. So yeah, I'm at the Eastvic Park office. So you're always welcome to give us a call, and I'm more than happy to have a chat.
That is fantastic. Thank you so much for coming in.
My
It's
pleasure,
been a
Alice.
delight to be here.
Thanks for
Thank you, Luke. All righty. And so, but hopefully you're going to come back one day soon too.
Yeah, with some updates and maybe some topics that we can have a talk about that might be of interest to the listeners.
Fabulous. Okay, well, we look forward to that. But thank you so much for coming in today.
My pleasure.
And
thanks for listening.
yeah, and I'll talk to you soon. Now on to a little bit of Adele and Rolling in the Deep.